explosive. We didn't move the ball quite as well as we wanted to on offense and gave up a couple big plays defensively. But by and large, I'm pleased with the kids and the way we went about it. I know there's a lot we can learn from this film moving forward, heading into our bye week. Fire away.
Raise your hand. We'll get you the mic, Aaron.
Coach, you guys have outscored other teams 49-7, 49-6 in the first quarters of games. Is that indicative of good practice weeks, or what do you think that the strong starts can be attributed to?
Oh, I'm not really sure. I think our guys are starting to learn how we want them to prepare. That doesn't guarantee that we'll jump out on everybody like that, but I do think we have a good mindset heading into the game, a good plan. We've got intelligent players that can make adjustments if we need to. But as I see our team continue to understand kind of what we're shooting for, so to speak, or what we're looking for, or how we want to play and how we want to prepare, I hope they're seeing the success they're having when they're doing it the way we're asking them to do it. So I don't know if that'll be a trend. I'll be all for it if it is, but I like our approach.
I think Gerard started 9 for 11, something like that in the first half. What do you think of his decision-making lately?
I think he's been pretty good. Pretty judicious with the ball, going the right place most of the time. We had a couple balls that I wish we would have given guys a little better chance to catch today. But we made some plays. Obviously made a big play with his feet there in the second half. He's been pretty efficient.
Special teams. Was there any indication looking at ECU film this week or your own guys in practice that this would be a particularly good game for you on special teams? And also, what did you think of the emotions your guys showed on special teams today?
Yeah, I didn't think we didn't have anything particular. I think we had a good plan. I think we've had a good plan each and every week. Our kids executed it really well at a high level today in all phases, and resulted in big, huge chunk yardage plays. So it was nice to get some big plays and not just kind of duel to a draw in special teams, but really truly influence the game, and our kids did that.
And the emotion there?
Yeah, we want our kids to play with emotion. We encourage that. I think it's got to be the right kind, though. There's emotionally over the top, or we make silly mistakes and take silly penalties, and that's not what we're looking for. But it's an emotional game. We want our kids to be excited to play. We've got a great crowd, a beautiful stadium, and an unbelievable opportunity. We should be excited to get to go play.
We talked last week about Cam Phillips. You weren't happy with his first possession, all that. How did he respond during the week of practice, and then what did you think of his performance today?
They had a great week of practice, and he responded in the game. Last week, he didn't sulk or hang his head. He just went out there and kept playing hard, which is what we asked him to do. He had a great week of practice, a noticeably focused and tough week of practice for him, and he played pretty well.
Justin, do you like that you are able to get Brendan some time in there in these past couple of games, or is it just managing Gerard's minutes?
No, I think it's good that Brendan deserves to get in there when we have an opportunity. So we want to reward him with that, and we want to be courteous to the other team, but we still want to be able to operate our offense and what we're doing, and letting him run the ball a little bit and do some of those things. I think is the right thing to do, and what he deserves to get the opportunity to do.
You talk a lot about managing the guys' highs and lows. Is that something that you're concerned about, particularly going into the off week coming up?
No, I think we'll get a pretty good handle on them in the off week. We'll get after it pretty good early in the week. There's some guys we need to get rest, and some guys have got some mileage on them. But I know we've got a long, tough road ahead. We're still very early in the season. We still have a non-conference game and 7 conference games left, so there's plenty of focus to be had for us.
Understanding that you have no control over this, but are you happy with where this bye week falls? Is this a good time for you to take a break?
Sure. I kind of take the same stance on all the scheduling things. I take a look at the schedule to start the season and complain to myself about a couple things, and then decide how we're going to make it the best for everybody. I do think it falls really well for us. We've got a nice break. We've had a an emotional 4-game ride here between our first game together, between playing in Bristol and a conference game. So I think I think it fits perfectly for us. We've got a lot of things to work on. We've got young players that are going to get a bunch of reps this week. And then we've obviously got a big conference game heading up in 2 weeks.
And after back-to-back blowouts, is there a way to continue your momentum during a bye week, or do you not worry about that?
I don't know. The biggest deal was there are going to be plenty of things for us to teach off of to try and improve. And, we'll have a game that everybody will be excited for in 2 weeks, including our opponent. And, I think that'll be plenty of momentum or excitement for us to prepare to go play the game. Momentum from game to game is it's kind of a sketchy thing. There's momentum within the game, and then there's preparation to try and play the next game. They're all individual units.
Coach, Greg Strowman over here. Greg Strowman had one of his best games returning kicks of his career. How special was it that he was in the number 25 jersey today?
It was really cool. It really was. And I tell you, when I announced it to the team on Thursday, you could see Greg just light up. It meant something to him. Not that it hasn't meant something to the other guys. And I cautioned him. I said, I know this is important to you, but this doesn't mean that we bring kickoffs back from 9 yards deep in the end zone. We can still fair catch punts and that sort of stuff. But you trust him and his decision-making to do what's best for the team. And for him to take one in the house, I know there were a bunch of people that was really special for.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
We'll get started with Gerard.
Raise your hands, we'll get you the microphones and we'll get started. We'll start with Mike.
Real quick, and he says, what happened to your ankle, and was it a big concern or just something you had to kind of shake off?
I just got twisted, and I'll be good. I got a bye week, so I'll be good.
You mentioned that bye week. You guys are obviously playing extremely well. Are you a guy who wishes that you didn't have the bye right now because of your momentum, or is this a good break?
No, I think it's a good break. Got some things we need to clean up. I know I got some things I need to clean up. Missed a couple of throws that I should have had, so it's a good timing for the bye week. Get a little rested up, and yeah.
Gerard, have you had many touchdown runs like that one in the third quarter? Or is that one that kind of stands out in your mind?
Have I had those before?
Yeah, have you had many like that?
Yeah, I've had a couple like that. Just the first time y'all seeing it, but yeah, I've had a couple like that.
What was really the game plan offensively going in, trying to attack the ECU secondary, and how well do you think executed that?
The game plan was just to be fast tempo, just like we go in every week. The game plan in that way doesn't change. I mean, we add new wrinkles here and there, but the game plan doesn't change for what we are trying to accomplish in a game. Just opponents different. They present different challenges, but for the most part, we still keep what we want to accomplish in a game.
As you guys head into this open week, 3-1, obviously with a ton of confidence after these last two games, especially offensively, are there some things that kind of stand out in your mind that you feel like you need to work on just as an offense during this little stretch here, little time off?
Personally, I need to work on completing the freaking ball down the field. I've missed a couple here and there, missed a dig to Isaiah, missed them on the go-around at the beginning of the third quarter. Offensively, running-wise, we can get a little better at that, but I have a lot of things I could clean up for sure that I just wish I had back.
We'll go to Mike, but just so you're aware, Isaiah's available in the hallway for you. Mike?
Actually, it was a question about Isaiah. When you saw him miss that throw early on the kind of trick play, did you know right away it was open, and what's sort of the reaction when he just misses that throw?
Yeah, the crazy thing is that he was hitting it every time we did it in practice for the last 3 weeks. So it was kind of weird for me to see that he missed it, but I knew it was going to be there because we never ran it before. But it was kind of weird to see him miss it. But you live, you still play football. I mean, next play.
what Andy was asking you on that touchdown run, you sidestepped 3 or 4 guys in the last 10 yards. Was there a point that you thought, hey, this is going to go to the end zone, or were you as surprised as maybe us that you were able to keep extending that play?
When I broke the first tackle and I went to going to the right, I had a feeling that with the blocking that I had coming in front of me, I said, yeah, it might could go if I just followed them. And they did a hell of a job getting in front of me, not blocking the back from Bucky. He just got in his way, and then the other guys coming up there and just blocking their tails off so I could get a touchdown.
Thank you, Trot. Okay, we'll get started now with Coach Foster. Raise your hands for microphones. Start with Ricky.
How are you guys able to keep James Summers really contained in this game? It seemed like he didn't really have that much of an impact today.
I liked our plan. I liked the way our kids practiced this week. We had anticipated with him and what we've seen on film with him at quarterback, and we'd heard during the week that he was going to be involved a little bit more in the offense. I know they liked their quarterback, number 9, and we felt like the only way they were going to figure him in a little bit more was at running back. And I thought we had a good week of practice. I thought our kids did a great job early, particularly tackling and just not letting him get started.
Ken had the kind of results anyway, pass rush-wise, that he hasn't had in 2 years. What were they kind of doing to give him some opportunities? Looked like a couple of times it kind of came unblocked.
Well, I think number one, we got them behind the sticks, and they gave some indicators, some pre-snap indicators that allowed us the opportunity to play anticipating football by their stances and that type of thing. So when you get those indicators, it allows you to pin your ears back and go a little bit. And I felt like this. I felt like their skilled kids were outstanding, and I felt like if there was an area that we could gain an advantage was up front, but they tried to help their kids with slide protection and that type of thing, and then we got them behind the sticks, and when they did that and got into their true spread, their 10 personnel looks, they weren't as much a slide protection group, and we were able to make them hold the ball just a little bit, and it was allowed us to, good coverage made for good rush today, and vice versa. But Ken, and I noticed a couple of guys in there just getting some good pressure. I think we had 6 sacks, and I think total there was 16 TFLs or plays behind the line of scrimmage. So, and this is not a group that does a lot of pitches and runs and behind the line of scrimmage. So I felt like we needed to win the battle up front, and I thought we did that early. We gave away a couple cheap plays. That was disappointing. But I'll say this: it's hard to keep these teams down that throw it around and have some dynamic athletes. It's just hard to do that. So that's something that we can correct and improve on. But all in all, I was really pleased with our efforts. For the most part, our tackling was pretty sharp till the end. We got a little sloppy, but it was big early where they couldn't get anything going, and we took advantage of it offensively and had some big plays in the kicking game, and to go up 38-0 at halftime was big. We needed to, our thought we were up first, and we needed to put our foot in their jugular, so to speak, and they had the first play, and that was the disappointing one. To me, there was 2 plays, that one and the other touchdown. We were actually hard corner, and a guy rolled over top on that second touchdown. So that was disappointing. But again, those are great teaching moments. We'll have a chance to do that on Sunday.
Joe Settle's available outside. We'll go to Ricky.
Were you kind of caught off guard at all that ECU took so many shots downfield in the first couple of plays, and how do you guys think?
No, not at all. I think in the past they felt like we were doing a lot of pressure, and we didn't pressure much. today we pressured a couple times, a handful of times, but we felt like going into the game with their tempo and that type of thing. I felt like, and we made some adjustments, as the game went along a little bit, and but they're good. They're well coached on that side. Scotty does a great job, and he's competed against us over the years when he was at Duke being the coordinator, and they studied where we were playing man and where we had made our adjustments. We were kind of rolling over top of number 7 and playing coverage over top of him and maybe locking out one other place, and they identified that and took a shot, and that's good coaching on their part. So but in the end we ended up get a few more stops, and they were able to make plays, so it turned out as a positive in the end.
Final question to Jason in the back.
Coach, what does it do for your defense to have a guy like Tremaine? he just seems to make a play,
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, you've heard me talk about it. I mean, the guy's got tremendous potential, great upside, and you see him out there. He's still just at the tip of the iceberg, in my opinion, where he can go. But you see a guy playing faster, playing with more confidence, and that's a good thing for us because he is long, he's athletic, he's got a great catch radius to be in a wingspan in the passing game. Besides having the ability to rush the passer, so the future's bright, and I just like the way he's working at it in practice. I like the way he's coachable, and it's important to him, and in turn, it's results will come from that type of effort. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. I got my driver. Yep. All right.
Questions for Ken?
Big time catcher, man.
Awesome.
Good job today of You did a really good job today of getting after the passer. Was there any particular plan you guys had in general for getting you free on so many sacks, or was it a stunt package or anything that you guys were putting in play?
Not really. We just knew. I mean, we just kind of studied the film really well this week, and just giving away. They had a lot of keys when they were sliding the ball. I mean, sliding their protection and all that. So we had a lot of indicators in which we knew someone was going to be left one-on-one. And, I got lucky on the goal line. They were sliding their protection towards me, but the tackle slid the wrong way, so they let me free. So I got blessed with that one. But all the other ones, I mean, we look forward to one-on-one matchups, and we pride ourselves winning those. So we did a good job with that today, and I'm just proud of our guys.
Awesome. Sweet.
Hey, Ken, just want to take you back to radio quick. We got Greg Strowman coming next. Come on, Stro. Yes.
Okay, raise your hands for get started with Greg.
Hey, Greg, besides hello from Bristow, when you saw the punt coming down, everybody's going to ask you this. When you saw the punt coming down, what did you see in front of you? What did you say? What made you break it in the direction?
Oh, man, it was great blocking. It was great blocking. It was the most room I've ever seen on a football field. Once I made one move, and it was just like everybody just had everybody pinned. I seen people on the ground. It was just great blocking by my teammates.
So it felt good. You're gonna mount that jersey on the wall.
Felt
or you're
great.
gonna put it on again.
Felt great. I can't wait to see beams.
Greg, Isaiah was saying that earlier this week when you got, I guess Thursday, when you got the 25 jersey, he said that, he promised you were going to score on a punt return. You remember that conversation, and did you think he was right when he said it?
Oh, definitely. When Coach announced it, he sits right next to me in the meeting room. So, I mean, it was just like, he just told me, he's like, you got to get in there now. There's no other choice than wearing the 2-5.
Just to follow up on that, what did it mean to you to get chosen to wear number 25 today, and how much were you kind of motivated to have a big game, because of what number you were wearing?
Oh, it was a huge honor. It was a huge honor to put this 2-5 on, and I just feel like Coach definitely when he announced it to me, he told me don't play out of your game, just wait for it to come to you, and it did.
Anything else for Greg? Mark?
Just your mentality on that punt return. Obviously, you had a big one just in the bowl game last year there. With the one today, you made some different moves there in the middle of the field. Are you kind of waiting? Do you have a plan going in, or are you kind of waiting to see what the defense is doing? In terms of the blocking is there and what avenues are there. What's kind of your mentality as you see that play unfold?
Oh, I mean, coach just makes the call, and the guys just go hard and block. And whatever I see, coach is telling me to hit it. However it opens up, coach just says go play ball.
Do you have anything else for Greg? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Cam on the radio. Raise your hands for Cam. Mark.
Cam, the block you had on the kick, how did that unfold from your point of view?
The coaches did a great job, breaking down the film and seeing that their punter, punted it, kind of on a way where we could get to it. So all week we practiced it and just saying, get off on a ball and, go make a big play. And, special teams played a big part in our win today.
You talked earlier this week about how revenge did play a factor in this game, and obviously, like you take every opponent the same and all that. But how satisfying was it to lay that kind of loss on them after the experiences you've had the first 2 seasons of your career here against ECU?
Very satisfying. I think even what I'm more happy about is the way we did it, and how the whole team is playing, and how we're practicing, and just really buying into what the coaches are telling us, and trusting their philosophy, and I think it's really paying off.
Coach mentioned how you had a particularly good week of practice this week. What do you remember about your week in terms of your focus for this game and your approach for this game?
My approach was, really just being, grateful, for all the things that I get as far as being a Division I athlete, the special treatment they give us as far as taking care of us, making sure we're fed and everything like that. So just, not taking any day or any play for granted, and, really trying to do what I could, to help my team win today.
Obviously, playing offense too, but as a special teams guy, when special teams is able to have such a big game, whether it's the punt return or the 2 block kicks or on the fake punt, what, as a special teams unit, I guess, what's kind of the mood of the team as the game unfolds and you guys start to realize what a big part of the game you're playing today?
Whenever the special teams can, make a big play, everyone knows how big of a momentum shift that is from a field position standpoint, and just everyone is fired up and has energy. We really took advantage of that today, and I think that is a really big part in why we won the way we did.
If I'm not mistaken, you also got your first career sack today.
Yeah, I put a brick in Saxburg today.
Was that? I mean, I can't imagine that was a goal of yours or anything when you came to Tech. I mean, is that just icing on the cake, more or less?
Definitely icing on the cake. I think it just, symbolized, the week of practice that we had, and, the energy and, the trust that we all had in each other as a team and, family. And, it was great.
One last question.
Yeah, just to follow up on that, I guess, what do you remember about that play, that sack play, as it unfolded there, and now are you ready to play some defense for this team too?
I try to joke with Coach Bud, every now and again, and let him know, I'm ready whenever he needs me, put me on defense. But, just coaches told me to watch the rugby, and, they try to roll out. And I didn't know it was a fake till, I got there. But, we made a play and, end up getting 6 more points.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cam, we'll take you back to radio. Good job, boss.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Yeah.